Welcome back to the Bread of Life Chronicles. I'm Janice, and I'm glad you're here for our second reflection on Genesis. In our last video, we explored Genesis 1, the beautiful story of creation and our identity as beings made in God's image. The chapter ends on the sixth day of creation, with God looking at everything He has made and declaring it to be very good. Today, we'll focus on Genesis 2, where we enter the Garden of Eden, a place of great beauty, abundance, and choice. As we reflect on this chapter, I invite you to open your heart and mind to consider how this passage explores the purpose and responsibility of mankind and our inherent capacity for independent choice as an attribute granted by God. Together, we'll look at how our choices reflect our values and relationship with God. So let's explore the chapter together. As we can see, Genesis 2 begins with God resting on the seventh day after His work of bringing order, beauty, and life to darkness and chaos. Then it recounts the recreation story with its focus now on man, and fills us in on some additional details as it relates to man and God's activities on the sixth day. Verse 4 onward says this: "This is the history of the heavens and the earth when they were created in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, before any plant of the field was in the earth, and before any herb of the field had grown. So God created man, forming man from the dust of the ground and breathing life into him. God then plants a garden filled with trees, including the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, in the east of Eden, and places man there and gave him the job to take care of it." I think it's interesting that the environment God created for man was a garden. So another part of man's job was to be stewards over creation. God presents the animals He made to Adam to name them. The creation of man is completed when God gave the man a companion comparable to him. When God presents her to the man, he gets really excited and he voices what I believe is the first poem and names her Eve. The chapter ends by telling us they were both naked and were not ashamed. A few key points to note are that the presence of the trees and God's instructions about them both represent choice, and that God provided men with the freedom to choose, emphasizing the importance of responsibility in our decision making. Next, God gives man a job. He creates mankind with purpose and puts him in the garden He created to work it and take care of it. This highlights our role to steward and care for creation. This also reflects our inherent creativity as we're invited to engage with and cultivate our environment, thereby reflecting God's own creative nature. As we think about what this might mean for us today, I invite you to take a moment for a guided meditation. Find a comfortable spot, get comfortable, close your eyes, breathe in deeply, exhale slowly, and be still. Now let God's peace wash over you as you breathe in and breathe out. Now imagine yourself in the Garden of Eden. Look around. What do you see? Picture the lush surroundings, the vibrant colors, the peaceful atmosphere. Feel the gentle breeze and the warmth of the sunlight. Smell the wonderful fragrance and beauty and peace. As you explore this garden, visualize the trees, the tree of life symbolizing abundance and the limitlessness of God, and the tree of knowledge that represents choice and the loving care of God. Reflect on your ability to choose with God as your guide. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out, and feel your body relax in a sense of calm, I offer the following questions for reflection. What choices are you currently faced with in your life? How do those choices reflect your values and your relationship with God? How can you approach your choices with greater awareness, purpose, and intention? Now let's make it sticky. I encourage you to journal about a recent choice you made. How did it reflect your values? What might you do differently in the future? Based on what you heard today, how do you see your purpose or role in the world? What might you do differently moving forward? In closing, we learned about the power of choice and our role as stewards of God's creation in Genesis 2, and that life itself is about choices. Our decisions matter. They shape our lives and impact the world around us. I encourage you to take some time to reflect on your own journey. To help you do this, I've created a free tool called Finishing Well. It's designed to guide you in finishing the year with intention, reflecting on where you are and where you want to go. You can download it using the link in the description below. Thank you for joining me in exploring Genesis 2 today. What insights did you have on Genesis 2? If you found this reflection meaningful, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Join me next time as we explore Genesis 3 and the theme of temptation and consequences.